So, welcome back. This week we're going to be doing Instagram Roulette, and Lizzie's driving the bus.
I'm very excited. This is your typical, like, we're going to do one for Pinterest and one for Instagram, one for TikTok. I know that there's a lot of, like, AI and what's focused on florals and what's the reality of it all. There's a lot to look at, and I'm looking at one right now that's absolutely insane. And I can't imagine, like, the amount of people that it takes to do this. Like, especially especially going and seeing like DVU and touring that, like the Delaware Valley Floral. Sorry, it's not university anymore.
Delaware Valley.
It used to be Delaware Valley University. So and seeing like that behind the scenes, and then knowing what we do behind the scenes, and then seeing all of these things put together, we're gonna go hopefully a week over, like, I think 6. There might be more.
We'll see.
So the one that I'm looking at right now is by, I'm gonna probably put all these names, but it's by Valico. It's VALEC.
It's the arch one, and I just posted it on our Instagram stories.
It's insane. It's massive, and I don't know. And there's Lover playing in the background by Taylor Swift, of course. The Wedding Forest is based out of North Carolina, and it's Petal and Fern WNC, which her Instagram's absolutely insane. But also Mom and Amber.
Oh my God.
Isn't that wild?
Oh my God.
We would have so much fun with that.
That's a tractor trailer load of flowers.
Yeah. So I'm going to explain this to you guys. And if you look at our Instagram, you'll be able to see these posts, and we'll tag everyone. And, we'll do all the correct things. But the first one is an aisle with 3 arches, I think there's another background. 3 arches over the aisle, front and back with florals, and then a full aisle on the side of like flowers on the ground. That's a lot of money. I know that we're not the most expensive florist out there, but it's because we have an advantage of supplying ourselves, which is incredibly wonderful, because I can imagine throwing out all that trash, all these florals that possibly could have came in. And I don't think Petal and Fern, she's just a floral designer. I don't think she's a flower farmer. So I will recognition everyone with their floral farmer. Oh yeah, we'll figure it out. But the colors in this, like, I can count the ranunculus, and the cost of those ranunculus is insane. Like, it's massive. So from my side, it's a fuck ton of flowers. For one person, I remember I did a floating arch in September? August? I think it was in August. And it took me 3 hours to do a full floating arch of just florals. And it was massive. It was beautiful. Probably the coolest thing I ever put together. But I want you guys to look at it and just think about the, like, reality behind that. I mean, the bride's beautiful. Dress is stunning. Everything's beautiful.
That's a full day production for a team of 5 of us.
Okay,
and only at the ceremony, not even at the reception.
What I want to know is, I want to know the infrastructure and mechanics on, is that an arbor that's already there, like a grapevine arbor, and they tucked in florals, or did they build the entire thing?
To me, it looks built.
It almost looks like there's some wisteria in there. I don't know. They did a hell of a job.
Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
This is in my wedding dreams.
Like, it's just one of those things where you're like, you stop and you look and you're like, wow.
Yeah, like
how does that happen?
That's a lot of chicken wire.
Oh yeah.
And then some florists do moss, and some florists do wire, and some do arches, and there's so many different options, and the reality of that is just insane. Like, that is a whole production, and with that, you have to understand how much that costs.
Oh yeah. And I mean, we visited with a wholesaler yesterday. There's ranunculus in there, and she was talking about some specialty wholesale ranunculus yesterday. How much were they going for a bunch?
It was 5 stems of
That
ranunculus,
were
and
the size of peonies, so I will put it that way. They
Yeah,
were
they
really
they were
stunning.
specialty.
they were stunning. But I think they were like $25
For 5
for
stems. I go out
yeah
and
wholesale.
yeah, I go out and cut 5 stems of zinnias or peonies for free. Like, over 3 years, don't get me wrong. We did pay for the plants, so I get that. Um, so let's see. We're scrolling. We're in our here's a good one. Um, scrolling on the Explore page. That's what it's called. If anyone didn't know, the Explore page. I'm gonna screenshot this one. This next one is by so we're just gonna look at like rental accounts, it's gonna look at photographers, like anything can come up. This is by Warehouse Rentals. Clearly it's for their bar, and there are palm trees in the background, so I'm assuming this is out in California. Um, but the florals on this, like, is wild. And what are the like
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
like what are the expectations of that? Like they're just ground pieces and there's greenery like on the front. But
Okay, so here's my question for something like that though. The bar is like one of the most happening places. Why would you restrict access to the bar like that? It's beautiful, but people can only get to it from like one little section. That stuff's gonna get
yeah, or if they just maul the flowers. And sometimes people just want it for photos. Don't get me wrong, like I'm gonna pull some of my personal life in here. I'm getting married on June 1st of 24 and we want church pews. Like they're more expensive than chairs and we're having a super small ceremony, but that's kind of like the price you pay for what you want for the vibe. Like so it's all in what you want. And I don't know if that could have been the bride, it could have been the groom, it could have been the groom's mom, the bride's mom. I really want the bar to be wow.
Mhm, mhm.
I wish this bar, and the bar's gorgeous by itself, but I wish the bar had more storage underneath. There's a lot happening on top of the bar as well. Just
Okay.
one.
So it's a circle bar. It's a beautiful bar. It's very natural. It's wooden. Wow, there's papayas in the next one. Fruit. That's another expectation. Um, it's very like natural wooden. I'm trying to like hunt for like the bottom pieces, like of what they put them in. It's probably just dishes and things like that. But like hanging greenery on the front of your bars. Like it's not our bar. We're hanging usually with fishing line and chicken wire on the front of the bar.
I can't tell you how many times
And
I
then
have looked for little cracks to be able to like thread a little section of fishing line through so I can tie the greens because the one wedding we set up, the bar got nicked in the setup. So the day of the wedding, they came out and painted the bar. So the bar wasn't dry. I couldn't use command strips. I was like, how in the world? I couldn't attach anything anywhere because there was no like thick enough ledge. And I found where there were connections, I was able to slide fishing line through and do all kinds of like crazy, insane behind the scene things. But yeah,
I mean, shout out to California. This I'm swiping through this post and there's cactus and did you see their chairs?
Yeah.
Beautiful. A lot of wood. It's beautiful. So the second one, but like bar stuff to me, and I'm not a huge drinker, so maybe that's why I'm partial. But it's a lot for the bar.
It is.
Like,
It is. A lot of people put a lot of focus on that, and I just feel like that's where we are
ooh,
today.
I got 3 and 4.
But that's kind of what we have to think about is like, okay, you want a bar piece. Do you want it on the ground? Does it have to attach to the bar itself? Are there policies in place with the rental company that, if we make a mark on the bar, are we gonna have to fix it or pay for it or so on and so forth? Does that fall on you guys planning the weddings, you guys having the weddings? Like, I mean, myself personally as a bride, the last thing I wanted was to cause damage to where or what or when I was using anything, and to have to pay for those repairs, that was just a nightmare for me.
Yeah, it's a lot. So the next one that I found is by Sonny and Willow, and interestingly enough, it is a show from Australia,
Hmm.
Western Australia specifically. And it's just a big compost arrangement thing.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
Oh my
it's
God.
so colorful, and I'm a fiend for tropicals. So the amaranth in there, they put pearls on the amaranth.
Hmm.
You know, some of the stuff you see on Instagram is beautiful, but then our brains immediately go into the work. Well, some of it's like sprayed. Australia, I've seen, especially with grass, because it grows there. The one woman that we've talked to before, she sometimes dies. She sprays, and then she can't ship it over here because of the ag police. Like, I tried to have her ship us her pampas grass, and they cannot get over here. Cannot ship it.
I just want to see it.
Yeah, that's my
Are those phalaenopsis look particularly large? I wonder if they're real. Like, is this real?
Speak English, please. What's that?
The orchid, the
Okay.
white flowers in the
Well, we
front.
don't know because we're not near Australia.
Yeah, but there's a standard size, and if you look at the way, I have a hard time with that. Some of that doesn't look real
Is this realistic?
Yeah, literally, is it real?
because she's holding it like you see the picture, and the picture's
But if you think about Longwood, their stuff's real. Like those Gerbers, we could get at the wholesaler. The roses are probably insanely expensive.
and we've grown a lot of that
The
stuff.
delphinium looks real.
Oh, for sure.
But are some of the other things real? I don't know.
But that's
We can reach out to them and ask
yeah.
them.
But that's again the reality of it is like, is this?
And is it the angle of the camera? Because her body is kind of further back. Is it?
Caption is ordered for delivery this week. I don't know how much that costs.
100%.
So the next one that we have, which I've seen multiple times, and it's in LA, specifically where I'm not sure.
It's on the uncommon place,
And
and
I don't know if
I
it's
don't know if
dried
it's
or
dried
fresh
or
or
fresh or
whatever it's
whatever.
like.
Like, I think the biggest installation of the thing we've seen is at the flower show. The big looking thing
Oh
where
yeah.
columns or God only knows where. Um, but the hanging installations on these pieces are like on the ceiling. Just chilling.
I want to know the infrastructure again, the mechanics on that.
Like, is yeah. How expensive do you think that is?
Well, and okay, so that's a whole other episode where we're just going to talk about inversions. That's a lot of chicken wire.
But
how do you keep it alive, and how do you keep it fresh? Is it water tubed? But think about that. If it's upside down and you water tube it, your stem is going to run out of water. Like, you know how heavy that would be?
And again, how are you attaching that to the ceiling?
Or
You can see some of it.
like
That's a light track.
like with that all the hanging stuff. Like I remember being in there challenge them out. I walked into the place like in the amount of mulch and soil and shit everywhere.
Mhm.
There were puddles of mud just everywhere, and we cleaned it up in a day, and it's like
Wow.
spotless. But
Liz,
like,
did you scroll through this one?
I did one over, I didn't do the next one.
Okay, so you saw this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also amazing.
But are they dried
But
and
I think
sprayed?
I think some of it's grasses, especially in that first one. I think that's sprayed
Yeah, I can see that.
because that's nice and light and easy. And then you tuck in a couple other live things to give it that pop. Those were my knuckles totally cracking.
Jesus.
I feel like that's again, the reality of it all. I've got like, okay.
Did you get a good screenshot of that one?
Yeah.
Because I want to go back to that one.
So this one kind of looks AI to me. It's kind of a typical setup, but not really as well. This one is on the wedding piece. It's got 1.6 million followers, so they've got their props for sure. But it's just a different post about long farm style tables with lights over top. But that's also that's small than a bunny
Hmm.
is kind of typical. Which small sometimes effective, which
Yeah.
big one going smaller.
A lot of that is the way the angle of the camera was
Yeah,
done.
Yeah. You can tell that in the lights and top.
and if you scroll through them, you know, it's
It's a
different
curtain.
kinds of it's just different setups.
Ooh, I like that one with like the light bulbs hung
It's
upside
got like
down.
Edison bulbs, like the old timey
Mm-hmm.
Edison bulbs. Hmm.
And again, these are amazing, but let's talk about. I keep saying mechanics, but dude, if it's windy,
Yeah.
how is that going to work?
Well, most of the lighting stuff I feel like that we see is in California because there's
What do they have? No breeze?
pretty much there's barely and it's windy because you're I'm assuming further south than in more of a desert place. It's windy.
Or a beachy place?
Yeah, something. Yeah, not crazy familiar with California,
But people around here and like specifically small town people, they have to be so cautious of Instagram and Pinterest and TikTok and everything, showing them all of these fantastic things because price wise, it's just not attainable.
Mm-mm.
no, it's not.
It's not attainable, but it's also not doable. You know, if you have a beautiful waterfront property here, Chestertown, you know, right on the Chesapeake and all of that kind of stuff, and it's gorgeous, and you get a little bit of a breeze, your candles are going to go out. It doesn't matter what kind of chimney you have over them.
Your
They're
candles are
gonna,
going to go out, or the lights that are draped over top of you are going to smack somebody in the head.
yeah, or they're just going to shake. Like the tent is
So this next one is by Mandy Design. I'm pretty sure screenshot of that.
totally not trying to like crush dreams, just would love to have some reality.
Yeah, absolutely.
So these are phones and they're adorable. And I'm gonna explain it.
I was going to say, let me read it.
So frogs in the flame roll are bowls, dishes that are low.
Think cat and bowl size.
Yeah. And you can have very small. They're just usually very low without a lot of structure. And the only thing that is structural in it, if I could speak, there's this little round metal or plastic plate with little suction cups on the bottom, or little rivets you can put putty to it and stick to the bottom of the plate when it's dry, whatever. And there's these spikes that pop out, and they're sticking out, and they're sharp as hell.
They look like an awful hairbrush.
Yeah.
Yeah, like something that broke off of something else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've seen these everywhere, all over Instagram and Facebook and Pinterest, everywhere. But these things end up paying off.
Oh, yeah.
Unless they're in like the foam, like igloo little baby things that move and there's like moss around them. Because we've done that before, like with Carly and Nick. We
Yeah.
tag the Instagram people in that. But the wind sometimes is difficult because they get top heavy.
Yeah.
Like there's only so much that you can do with them unless you have sides in your tent. But like if you scroll these posts, like they're beautiful, but she also chose lighter flowers.
Yeah.
There's not like zinnias or gerbers and gerbers have really soft stems. There's nasturtium, and that's good. It's not really spicy. Um, you know, and it's fruit. It's definitely attainable. I just think sometimes you have to watch the weather. Like if you're inside, totally fine. It's perfect. I'd rather not be inside than outside because then your whole table doesn't get wet. But
Or they don't topple.
and they don't fall over.
The other part of that is like you saying it's something that needs to be set up the day of. That's a larger workload for people like us that go and set things up. You're going to have to pay for another person to come and set it up, or a longer delivery and setup fee, or what have you, because it's that much more work the day of. There's very little prep work we can do for those ahead of time.
Think about driving something like that is delicately placed, and you hit a bump, and all of a sudden, you know, those little stems are lily plates.
Yeah. I'm trying to watch the rest of this video and it's really not happening. It's something just blew over. I don't know what the wind definitely. Oh, the wind totally took out the idea.
Oh, amazing.
And it went away. Oh, it's a hanging piece, but it's not familiar. This one is Lillian flower. It's like it's in a hopefully like a Chinese Asian location. Like I feel like um, but it's a weird walking hanging organic thing, and you
Hmm.
see no no fish in line, no nothing. So if people come to us and be like, oh, I want to we're all going to go to people, or got on the there's an entryway or something like that. It's
Great. What are the mechanics on it?
yeah,
Mhm.
and sometimes that's what we look for. Like when we see videos on Instagram, like other florists being like, oh, yeah, like this is how I did that. I'm like, oh,
I
Mhm.
love the use of zinnias in this.
mm-hmm.
A
And
lot
straw
of
flower.
Yeah, a lot of times with like hanging, elegant looking pieces, you don't see the wildflowers,
Mm-hmm.
but they're really well represented in this.
Yeah, it's very like one twisty kind of thing. But that's the thing about photos. You can't see the mechanics. That's the point.
Right.
Like we kind of really stuck out the section of florals and how long florals and green especially like how many of this do we need for starters? Like how much of this do you think we're gonna need for this installation? That's just how it works.
But hey, photographers, behind the scenes, us florists really want to know what it looks like on the back.
Yeah, because we have what, especially if you go from back to our apartment lines, you will catch some.
At the end of the day, are all the tails cut?
Mm. Hey guys, Lizzie here. I bet you didn't know this about me, but I am gluten free, and one of the things that I struggle with is going to the grocery store and finding the foods that fit my dietary needs. What I have been doing for the past couple of months is ordering from Hungry Root. Now, Hungry Root is an online company where you can order groceries off of their website. It's full of produce, crackers, cookies, to muffins, to meats, and all the different types of snacks and things like that. They have made my life so much easier in the process of finding foods that fit my dietary needs. There are filters that you can adjust, such as non GMO, dairy free, gluten free, paleo, different preferences, and things like that. So, what they have done for us, because they're such a generous company, the Hungry Root team has given us a 40% off discount code on your first box. So, if you use the code FLOWER40, and that's capital FLOWER 40 at checkout, you will get 40% off your first box. I'm so excited to team up with these guys. They've made such an impact on my life in the morning and to my day to day life. And I hope you experience the exact same thing that I do. All of the information will be linked down below, including the link to where it should already be pre applied to your cart when you hit the link and go to their website. And I will also add the code at the bottom for easy access in our show notes. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and enjoy your first box through Hungry Root. Yeah. That's always what we look for, though. Always. We'll do one or two more quick credit. One from there's a lot of tables, it's a lot of compost, it's a really funky um, just one hanging pieces, and this one from Signature Floral Design is another art, but I can look at that and okay, like check one out, you know, from
Yeah,
Sam.
yeah.
Sometimes we get that and we're like, oh,
But okay, you're like, yeah, chicken wire, hang it from the ceiling. Okay. Does the venue allow it?
yeah.
And what are you hanging it from the ceiling with?
When
Because
what's on the ceiling?
yeah, and what are you hanging it with? Because most people don't want to see it actually hanging. So how do you suspend it and make
They
it
want
look
it
airy?
floating there.
Right.
Okay, so here's a real, but I do have this. So travel to Australia once again, love them. But this is actually the setup. So I'm gonna watch it and explain it to you guys. So it's just a typical creative hanging installation with me, which is absolutely fine. But they have a frame tent, and they've got wire, and they have a lot of stuff to set up. I'll show you guys. It's about probably like 10 foot like length, maybe 2 or 3 feet widthwise, like hanging from the ceiling. I'm assuming above the dance floor.
Oh, that's Oasis. That's heavy.
Yeah. And that's what you're seeing these pieces with it. If you add water to anything, it gets heavy. Like full heavy breaking things. Like
Well, and that's why a lot of the times we work with whoever the venue space is or the tent contractor and say, we have a hanging piece. I'll be honest, 2 falls ago, there was a hanging installation we did. Um, the tent company was running late, I think. I think there was a miscommunication. They knew that we had it. They put the ring up and it snapped the wire. So they had to go back and get a heavier wire because they didn't realize that the tent company didn't realize that the ring we were hanging had Oasis.
so that's just a full
Mm-mm.
it is welded wire with
Yeah,
chains.
yeah,
The other thing you've got to think about is when you're doing hanging pieces, if you're doing things over your dance floor and water's dripping out of that Oasis.
Or
yeah. It is not a pinata, people.
you know, well, we had a couple drunk people. Like I've watched them. Nobody tried to play it because we were, you know, drunk.
That's fun, right?
Yeah. Um. Other than that, there's a lot of like ground arches, and that's just pieces come together a little bit weird and things like that. But you know, a lot of these pieces are difficult. Like it's not easy at all.
Low key, we're engineers on the side.
Yeah. But that's what you mean to union about it is the whole not only those 2 hours, but you're like, what the hell is this? We're like, like now.
Well, we had an inquiry last month where she wanted to reuse pieces from her ceremony to her reception. She had half an hour in between, half an hour. And we were like, that's not realistic because they were very specific pieces for a very specific venue space. And then being able to repurpose them into a great big, huge open space,
Yeah.
it just,
But even though it can't just be like kind of the whole way.
Yeah, the ground arch that we set up on on Saturday was phenomenal. The thing that I struggled with the most with it was when we put it on the ground and had it all set up and it was all spaced correctly, I had a really hard time not looking at the back of it and going, I can reuse this flower there. I can reuse this flower here. I have a little hole here. I can just pull a flower from the back. I couldn't because they were being put on tables.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden it was a round piece.
Yeah. And then you gotta stick to the price. So your floor.
and let's be realistic. Here's the other thing. You've got a ground arch. It's beautiful. It's going to transition to table pieces. Those tables are set.
Yeah.
So they have to be transitioned and placed on the tables while they're set. Sometimes there's liquid already in the cups. I mean, there's
Sorry for getting fern dust in your cup.
but it's not easy
Yeah.
to do that transition.
I've also run into that a couple places where, say, like the caterers or the venue or whoever is setting up the tables is on top of it, and they already have the tables like not completely set, but they have some of the decorations already on the tables. I have to remove all of the decorations to put down what we have to put down.
Mhm.
You know, I don't want to say they're not thinking about us, but they're not thinking ahead, as in like the florals aren't here yet. We need to make space for this. What is the rest of the plan?
Mm-hmm. Many times. And table numbers. It's like they're not going to be in the center if you have a round piece on a round table. That table number is going to get skedaddled over to the side a little bit because
Exactly.
unless you build it in the process.
Yeah. And the amount of times that planners have just been like 5 candles here, 4 there, 5 here, 4 there, table number, here's your 2 spots, you're down in the room, and ceiling fans.
Oh my God.
So
And I think the worst is when somebody's like, oh, I'm going to use candles for my girlfriend's wedding. And we go and we open the box, and the candle, like the actual holders themselves, are dirty. They have like the soot ring on them, and
Yeah.
nobody has checked them. So we're standing there last minute, like beep, 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 trying to scrub wax off, trying
Yeah,
to make them
exactly.
presentable.
yeah, because
That
I don't think
gives me a
that's
heart attack.
us. Like we were girls, we were the people.
No.
And I'm not like that. Like I know I'm doing when I'm setting up tables close to the head of the bed. Because it's
Yeah.
what you paid for, or
Mhm.
your parents or whoever. But it's what you paid for. It's what you're gonna remember. It's what you're gonna sing.
Those
Like
pictures are forever.
yeah, and not that you're back of the corner guests really care, but I can promise you that they make her a lot less than your mom.
Well, they're not the center focals.
No, and I remember like Marcella's life is a great example. They were on a compost, and I still to this day remember it. It was the most perfect round gigantic zinnia I think of that summer, and it was amazing. And I put it specifically on the head table of Marcella's parents in front of them because it was beautiful. Not that the other ones weren't, but specifically picking that one because we have fun and we can actually have that and not just the same thing of to have 10 people for us. Um, it we get paid. Like, oh, this is for fun.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
this is for the head people. Like it's a big deal. It's a really big deal.
Absolutely.
So that it's a lot. And sometimes I hate that people put out the most expensive things because that's what you guys are expected to feel like you have to do.
Mhm.
And then when it's pulled down on budget, you've got to compromise and you got to figure out what works and what you want to do. Like, I'm a great example. I went with some people at a massive size wedding, and I for myself with anxiety, like, I want a smaller wedding. I don't have to get up and walk around. I want to sit and eat my hot meal. Like, I want to sit with everybody else. I want to enjoy the day. I don't want to be an entertainer. Like, we've already paid for the entertainment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, you can absolutely have a perfect wedding day on a budget. You can absolutely have the things that you want, but you have to check all the boxes before saying, yes, that's absolutely possible. Will your venue allow X, Y, and Z? Is there X, Y, and Z available to hang this? Is the venue okay with us putting command hooks on their ceiling?
Oh, remember the one? It's Castle Farm, right? They were at the one um event. I think it was a show with them or something. Um, the owners were there, and they literally just had a table, a backdrop, and a rug. And then they were like, "Where's Castle Farm?" And we were like, "Oh, we've been here. It's all got horses and everything."
Oh,
Like
yeah.
literally sticking their heads like they are a horse farm like stable. Like
Yeah.
you got the DJ and you've got a horse head like chilling behind you. Like
The
a live horse, not them.
yeah. The the wedding that you and I set up there versus the wedding that Cynthia and I set up there were two totally different events. Completely 100% different events. The one that you and I set up, granted it was raining. So their ceremony and their reception were all happening in the same space, just on opposite sides of the room, I guess. But it was happening in their horse ring, and they had put down all these mats, and there were pieces that we said, we'll set them up there. We don't want them to fall apart in the van on the way down. And when we got there, the venue owner was like, the sand is really expensive. It's like specialty sand for the horses. Don't get any plant material in the sand. We were like, okay, well, suddenly we have to build these outside, carry them in because I don't want to get a single piece of fern dust in their sand.
How many $5,000? Like that's maybe it just it's insane. And when we were there talking to the owner, he was like, yeah, it was his second event there, and the second one was a pretty big wedding. It had curtains and paper drape, and it was an Indian wedding, and they had the paper drape people without them knowing had these tall. These ceilings are
Massive.
over 30 feet, 60 feet tall. It's a huge barn. They probably had at least 10 sewing
Snow Hill.
Snow Hill, sorry. But they had these beautiful beans, and the grape guys stapled the fabric, like
Staple gun.
staple fabric into their new beans that they literally finished putting up. It was their second event there,
Oh my
and these
God.
guys stapled them in. And the owner was like, "I'm not paying one of my workers to
Remove.
sit and remove every single one of these staples."
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And of course, because of contracts and we're not doing that and all that, one of the guys actually had to do that.
Yeah.
I would have been livid.
Yeah.
Like,
So like respect your workers, respect your space, respect.
And ask the right questions.
Yeah.
ask dumb questions. Doesn't have to be like perfect. Ask
No.
stupid questions.
There are no stupid questions.
I don't know. We can debate that.
Yeah, there's a lot of little pieces that if you're not in the wedding room, you wouldn't understand.
Mhm.
And then you find someone that gets it. Like, oh my god, I totally agree. And we blab on for the next like 30 minutes because
Yeah.
they finally like they understand.
Yeah.
They understand.
Yeah.
So.
Well, thank you for listening to our first Patreon episode. We love you guys.
It's fun.
Our Instagram roulette.
Yeah. If you want to see the pictures that we've been talking about and even the reel that we were talking about, we will be making an Instagram post containing all of the pictures that we've been looking at. And we're going to tag all of the owners of those pictures, all the people that put in the time and work and effort into making the things that we've talked about. But yeah, thanks for being
And
a Patreon
if
member.
you are one of those people who has made those things, thank you for having things that are so amazing that we get to talk about them.
Oh, yeah.
We're totally gonna try yeah, like, I hope this is a way for people to see that they're acknowledged and that they keep up in the Explore page. Like, makes me wonder, like,
Heck yeah.
you showed up on anybody's Explore page?
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
Like, it's the Instagram. It's up to Instagram.
The smarticle particle.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to our first Patreon episode, guys. We'll see you in the regularly scheduled episode, and make sure that you tell your friends that you got to listen to us a little bit extra this week.
Oh, and comment. You guys get to comment, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Heck yeah.
love it.
We'll interact with you on Patreon, guys. Bye. Hey guys, just dropping a line to tell you about Patreon.
So I asked them, meaning Mom and Amber, what is Patreon anyway? Because I honestly had no idea. So we're going to explain it to you from our perspective so that you understand and so that I understand.
Because the first time I saw it, I was like, Patron, we're drinking tequila? Great. So Patreon is for less than a cup of coffee, those fancy coffees that y'all like, a day, you can sign up to become one of our members.
A little family.
Exactly. And what does that get us?
It gets us some freebies, some special episodes that other people do not get access to. You can interact with us on a special platform where we can ask you questions and interact with you. It's tons of fun.
Mm-hmm. And even on those special episodes, we might be less censored than we are already. And we're going to have a couple fun ones that we can just kind of throw in there and talk about and laugh and go on tangents and have fun. So I hope that you all enjoy it because we're going to have fun along the way. We're crazy, crazy, crazy excited.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Back to the episode now. Bye.
Gracias.